This is a quick video on how to make your Power Wheels 12 volt F-150. You can convert it from 12 volts to, you can either do 18 volts is what I recommend, or you could even use this wiring setup on 24 volts. But just a little warning on the 24 volts, if you do the 24 volts, just be conscious that basically your motors and gearboxes are probably going to basically wear out a whole lot faster than if you ran it on 18 volts. If you want to run on 24 volts, I'd recommend using a variable throttle like controller, kind of like a scooter controller, to where it's not as abrupt stops and speed, which is what wears out the motors and gearboxes on 24 volts. But anyway, this is the easy setup for the F-150. It's the easiest way to modify it to 18 or 24 volts. Basically, you've got your main wiring here. All it takes, basically, you'll need a one inline fuse, which you can pick up at Walmart or any kind of auto parts store. Basically, a 30 amp inline fuse. You'll need that. You'll also need some female slide connects to connect to your 6 volt or extra 12 volt battery. So basically how this works, you've got your, this is your wiring here, your normal wiring for the 12 volt battery. Basically all you have to do is cut the negative that comes from the vehicle, and basically what you'll do is you'll plug in the 12 volt battery like you normally would to this connector here, and then you will cut the black wire. Now from the black negative wire you'll hook up the inline fuse, and basically you'll put the fuse here, which I've got a 30 amp fuse. That basically just for safety so it doesn't overheat. Then you'll put a slide connect at the end like I've got right here. Now what you're going to do is you'll plug in the 12 volt battery here. Then you need to get, so basically if you're using like a 12 volt 12 AH battery and you want to go to 18 volts, you want to use a 6 volt 12 AH. You want to have the same AH on the battery. The AH basically determines the length of time and how long the battery will stay charged. So you wouldn't want to do a 12 volt 12 AH battery with a 6 volt 7 AH battery. You'd want to do a 12 volt 12 AH and a 6 volt 12 AH battery. And the same kind of goes for if you want to do this on 24 volts. You'd want to do a 12 volt 12 AH battery with a 12 volt 12 AH battery, or you can also do, if you need to conserve space, you could do a 12 volt 7 AH battery with a 12 volt 7 AH battery. But anyway, let me get back to this. So basically you'll cut this negative wire, you'll put the inline fuse on with the female slide connect, and basically you will slide this connector. This goes to the positive, so this inline fuse and everything goes to the positive on your 6 volt, your extra battery. So you'll slide that on, and then what you'll do is with the negative that's coming from the truck here, you'll use the female connector on the end of this, and this will actually go to the negative on your 6 volt battery or your extra 12 volt battery. So I'll go ahead and just get this wired up so you can kind of watch. So I'll go ahead and get this wired up so you can kind of see the process here. Now what I've done, instead of using the standard 12 volt Power Wheels battery, I've got a 12 volt 12 AH battery, which you can see right here, and I created my own wiring harness using the original battery wiring from the Power Wheels battery, and I'll put a link here on this video to show you kind of how to make this wiring. I won't go into any details on that right now. So basically what you'll do is you'll take this, sorry, I'm doing this with one hand. Okay, and you'll plug this into, so you'll plug that 12 volt battery into the stock wiring here. Then once you've done that, you'll grab your 6 volt battery, which you can buy these online. This is a 6 volt 12Ah battery. Now this will basically, in high gear, this will put this at 18 volts. So I've got a 12 volt 12Ah battery with this 6 volt 12Ah battery. And like I said, what you do, since I'm doing this with one hand, I'm not going to put this in the vehicle. I'll just kind of try to set this up here to kind of show you. So basically the negative from the vehicle right here simply just goes right here on the negative terminal on the battery. And then you'll take the inline fuse that is coming from this connector here that you cut, and you'll put that to the positive. And that's how you're set up for 18 volts. So basically in high gear, you'll be running 18 volts. Now if you want to do the 24 volts, you basically do the same thing. If you have the wiring harness like I did with using the old 12 volt battery, you can basically get two 12 volt 7Ah batteries, and you just wire those up. So you'd want to do 2 of those. And so instead of the 6 volt and the 12 volt battery, you just run 2 12 volt batteries with that same wiring harness, and that would give you 24 volts. But like I said, a big warning, I mean, you run a risk of burning up the motors and tearing up the gearboxes running it on 24 volts for very long. Anyway, I hope this helped. Thanks.